Hello and welcome to another episode of the Drew Roff Show alongside Purdue soccer head coach Drew Roff. I'm the team's communications director, Charlie Healy. Another exciting week for the Boilermakers, a 1-0 double overtime win over Loyola Chicago last week to open the NCAA tournament. Now it's on to Fayetteville, Arkansas for the second round to begin that tournament, to begin the weekend against Notre Dame. Coach, let's first look back at last weekend's double overtime thrilling victory at home against Loyola. Sarah Griffith, of course, scoring the overtime goal. What do you like most about the team's overall performance?
Well, I think just, first NCAA tournament game for this group, first one here at Purdue in a long time. So, there's that excitement about being at home, but there's also, a little bit of, those nerves, I think, that are inevitable. So I like the fact that, we got better as the game went on. I think, Loyola got off to a fast start and had a very impressive, showing, very impressive team. But as the game wore on, I think second half, we definitely stepped up and, took control, created some great chances in overtime, created some chances as well, and obviously got the game winner in the second OT. So just proud of our team. I thought we showed good balance. I thought we handled a team that plays a style that's challenging. I mean, the way that they, were playing some direct balls into players with pace. Our players had to cover a ton of ground, and if you look at the data, some of our players ran more in that game than any other game of the year. So it just kind of shows you the intensity. It shows you, what Loyola brought to the table, and just really proud of our team to, keep that clean sheet and, know that, if Sarah Griffith is capable of coming through like we know she is, then we had a great chance to win the game. Sure enough, that's what happened. So special night, big crowd, really, really happy for our players and for our seniors to, win their last game on Folk Field is you just couldn't really ask for much better of an ending for their careers.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a special night overall with a great crowd amped up for 104 minutes and then to get that overtime victory. The Purdue outshot Loyola 22-13, which might seem a little deceiving, but in the 77th minute it was 13-13, and then Purdue had the final, I think, 11 or 12 shots. Was that a reflection of the offensive productivity in the final 30 minutes, or is that just the defense preventing any chances for Loyola in that final stretch?
Well, I think just, the quality of our team, front to back, just the balance of our team. It's just, I thought we got a hold of the ball a little bit better. Our backs were connecting passes a little bit better. In the final third, we were a little bit sharper. I thought in transition there was some really good moments where, we get the ball into, Emily Matthews' feed or into Sydney Duarte. Obviously, Griff, Turnin, run at players. We created some nice, 4v3, 4v4 type situations in transition where, we have players that can break you down and find a way to get that goal. So I thought we looked dangerous, we looked threatening, and to Loyola's credit, they were up to the task, and then their goalkeeper definitely made some huge saves. We've run into some very informed goalkeeping the last 3 or 4 matches, to be honest, and that's what you get this time of year. Teams are in the postseason for a reason, but some big time saves, but just kept at it, and I think our team start to finish was very solid, but that second half, the overtime, that's when just their mentality kind of kicked in a bit more, and just the fact that we've been in so many close games, I think definitely helped, because I think at no time did we not think that we were going to find a way. And as it got closer to the end, you do start thinking about penalty kicks, which is something that obviously we're not familiar with. I don't think we've gotten a penalty kick in a few years, never mind a shootout. So that was something in the back of our minds. But those are always a little bit of, I was very confident, but those are always a little bit of a flip of a coin, if you will. So really excited to get that winner and see that crowd and see our players, emotions after the match. Just one of those special nights at Folk Field that we'll definitely remember.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll mention that Loyola's goalkeeper had made 13 saves. That was a career high for her. Just another outstanding performance from a goalkeeper that we were facing up against that easily could have been more than 1-0. But great to finally be able to find that winning goal in the 104th minute. Looking ahead, we're going to face Notre Dame again, an in-state rival that we faced earlier in the year in Fayetteville, Arkansas. What do you know about Notre Dame? They're coming off a 4-0 win over SIUE on Sunday.
Yeah, it looks like they got off to a good start and just really, really kept things rolling. So big performance by them. We know they have, some very dangerous attacking players in particular. Looking at the stat sheet, there's players, a lot of points on the season, several players. So we've seen it before. We've played them earlier in the season. I think it was, only the fourth or fifth game of the season, so it was quite a while ago. So I'm sure, they've grown a lot. We've grown a lot. But the style and the personnel and things are obviously going to be very similar. So, it was a good match. I felt that, they played well. I thought we played well on the day. And, they found that goal and they earned that result at Notre Dame. But, we feel like, it's going to be a very, competitive, hard-fought game. But, all the experiences they've had in their conference and ours in the Big Ten, we're all battle tested. We're all top sides in the country. So it's just going to be one of those opportunities. Just put your best foot forward and see what happens on the day. But we'll be well prepared, and we're thrilled to get another opportunity to play such a good team like Notre Dame.
Yeah, a 1-0 loss at Notre Dame on September 2nd. That was the fifth game of the season. Mm-hmm. Is that almost at this stage in the game, unlike playing Michigan and Ohio State twice most recently, is this almost like two different teams, and you almost don't even think of this being the same season you're playing them twice?
Well, it's funny because I did look at some film of our last match, and as I said, a lot of things are similar. Similar styles of play, of course, haven't changed that much, and said a lot of the same players, of course, on the field. But I do also see it, how much certain individuals have grown and improved. A couple positions have been changed, and then just at that point, I think we had a couple ties and a couple wins maybe, but I think that was our first loss of the season, if I'm correct. So. At that point, we knew we had a good team, but we didn't know, what type of season we were going to have because you're still trying to figure some things out. And since then, obviously, our team took that tough match and took some lessons from that and, went on a bit of a roll after that. So I think we've come a long ways and we're, much more seasoned group now, much more confident group, I'm sure. But Notre Dame's here for a reason, too. They've done really well. So. But as far as we're concerned, I think it'll be a different looking game, but the familiarity there is certainly something that I think is a good thing because we know what they might do a little bit more than a team that you just watch on film because we've seen them live and we know how good they are. So that we know when you see pace on film, sometimes or someone's organization might look like you can take advantage of something on film, then you show up and you realize, there's less space than maybe you thought. We know what they bring to the table, and we know that they're going to be an outstanding side. Yeah,
absolutely. Purdue was 2-0-2 when they faced Notre Dame in early September. After the loss, won 6 in a row. Notre Dame, meanwhile, comes into the game at 14-5-1 as the number 3 seed in the region. We are going to Arkansas. This Skylurr Patrick, who's coming up later on the show, is an Arkansas native. I imagine she never thought of when she came to Purdue thinking of going home and playing an NCAA tournament game in her home state, but I know she's been excited for the last couple of days. It was in the back of her mind probably last Monday at the selection show. How excited for her to be able to have that opportunity to go home.
Yeah, it's a great story. Definitely when you think about, where you could end up playing in a tournament game, Arkansas probably isn't the first place that jumps out at you. I mean, they have a great program, but it's just, it's not something that really crosses your mind. So as soon as we heard the draw, last Monday, we knew that, if we won, we'd play Notre Dame. But at first I was thinking it might be in South Bend. And I remember telling Skylurr, actually, if we play South Bend second round, it's going to be in Arkansas. And just, her face lit up. She's like, couldn't believe it. And from then on, it's in kind of something we've discussed. And it's fantastic, for a player like her to come out of Arkansas and just be, such an important part of our program and do what she's done at Purdue University. I think is a great story. It's always fun to go back home. There's no place like being around the people that helped you get where you are. So I'm really excited for her. I'm thrilled, and I look forward to going to Arkansas. I haven't been there too often. I think I've only been there once in my life. So really looking forward to something new and playing in a great venue and having a great tournament experience.
Absolutely. It will be fun leaving on Wednesday to fly to Fayetteville, and then the match on Thursday, the match is Friday afternoon in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Looking forward to hopefully having you all tune in online or in person, maybe seeing you down there supporting the Boilermakers. But Drew, until then, we'll see you Friday afternoon.
All right. Thanks,
Drew.
Drew.
Welcome back. We're joined by senior defender Skylurr Patrick, and I guess this week I should say Arkansas native Skylurr Patrick. Let's not bury the lead here. You are going home, playing in your home state of Arkansas for the first time as a Division I student athlete. How excited are you to go home and play in front of your home fans?
I don't think words can describe how excited I am. I've waited a long time for this, and I didn't think it would ever come. So this is such a unique opportunity I'm so excited for.
Yeah, and you probably didn't think, because I imagine when you were committed to play at Purdue, you know you're going to play a lot in the Midwest. You might have some trips elsewhere across the country, but Arkansas is probably not the top of the list when you're thinking about coming to Purdue. So this is sort of an added bonus, knowing that you have this opportunity because you've earned it.
Yeah, I think that it just it added on to a good season we've had so far. It was an incentive to just for that first game, give it everything I could because Arkansas was at the back of my mind. And, we made it. Like, the team came together, had a strong showing, and we're not done yet. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's look back at a little bit of last week, because we knew on Monday we were playing Loyola at home. But then there was that incentive of going to Arkansas. Was that, I know it was in the back of your mind, but how much was it a little bit of a distraction, or were you able to put that in the back of your mind and focus strictly on Loyola and playing well against Loyola?
Well, I knew Loyola was definitely going to be a challenge. They're a good, scrappy team, and they don't give up. Yeah. So I knew it was going to be a challenge for the first round, and, postseason, everybody just goes at it. There's no bad team in postseason. So, yeah, I was a ball of nerves when I found that out, because I'm like, okay, we have this game. We need to get past this game if we want to play in Arkansas. And there was a chance that, we could have not made it to Arkansas. So that was nerve-wracking. I know my parents were already planning the trip for Arkansas. And I was like, okay, we can't get ahead of ourselves. But they're excited as well, and they can't wait.
And we'll have a lot of Skylurr Patrick friends and family sporting the old gold and black.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a home field advantage.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see them. Let's take a look back quickly at Loyola. You guys played really well, 1-0 victory in double overtime. It was really the defense in the last 30 minutes. I don't know if you know this. You didn't allow a shot. And what was the key there to, after allowing 13 shots in the first 77 minutes, I think it was, then you held them to nothing in the final 30, which allowed Sarah Griffith to score that overtime goal. So what was the key there for the defense?
I think the key is just, it was locking it in. We were all staying focused. We really wanted it, We came into our huddle before each overtime half, and we were like, all right, guys, we're not losing this game. We're going to Arkansas, It was a big deal, and I feel like as the game went on, everybody they just grew into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Great performance overall, and defeating a really good team that had won the regular season and tournament crown. So a team that really knew how to win it, and to be able to defeat them and end their season was a great accomplishment. But as we've mentioned before, you are going back to Arkansas. You've played at Razorback Field once before. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Oh, yeah, that's another experience I won't forget. It was the state championship for Arkansas High School. We were playing a team down from Central Arkansas, but that was another overtime game. It ended up being 3-2, so that was quite a rush. Had a bunch of the people I went to high school with to witness, and I'm sure we'll have more of them there this time around, so hopefully we could get the same results.
You said 3-2. You're bearing the lead there, I think. How many goals did you score?
3.
And so you won the state championship as a senior.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to go out. You're 1-0 at Razorback Field, hoping to go 2-0 on Friday, and then we won't get ahead of ourselves, but hopefully 3-0 on Sunday. So you are also, for our fans following us on social media, at Purdue Soccer. If you're following us on Instagram, Skylur's going to do an Instagram takeover on Thursday. And if you were tuned into our show a couple weeks earlier in the season when Skylurr was on, you talked highly of your dog, Bear.
Yes.
And There's a rumor that Bear might be making an appearance on the Instagram
Bear
takeover.
is going to be making an appearance.
Excellent.
He's going to visit the hotel, visit the team, He's a huge fan. He has his little shirt. It's a Purdue Boilermakers shirt, so he'll have that on. And, yeah, you guys will get to see him. He's so excited. I'm excited.
Awesome. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, Skylurr is excited. Great to see you. Excited to see you on the field, too. Before we close, I do want to ask you, you were named to the All-Big Ten second team as a defender. When you saw that and Drew told you, what was your initial reaction to that? Because that's a great honor.
Oh, I was speechless. I mean, I've been here for 4 years, and that's always been a goal, was to be on that All-Big Ten team. And for it to finally happen, I was shocked. I was excited. I mean, the first people I called were my parents because, they've been on this ride with me. And, yeah, it was just something I didn't know I was going to get. I wasn't expecting it just because, the past 4 years, I just, it was a little disappointing, but I kept on going, had to prove them. So, yeah.
Yeah, great honor and well-deserved because you've been such a force on this back line for, helping to Purdue to now 7 shutouts and just some overall great play. So well-deserved, not only for this year, but I think a reflection of your career overall. So great to see and a lot more to come, hopefully next year as well.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll get to that next year. In the meantime, we have a Friday afternoon matchup against Notre Dame in Fayetteville, Arkansas. We have an Instagram takeover on Thursday. So it's a lot of great events coming up. Be sure to follow the team on social media at Purdue Soccer to hear from Skylurr and the rest of the team going forward as we continue our NCAA tournament run into the second round. Until then, thanks for joining us.
Get to visit the good old natural state.
There you go.